Morning. It's Friday the 14th of February 2025. It's Valentine's Day. I said. Today we're going to talk about Dubai Dick, Richard Tice. Just before that, quick update on what the Labour government are up to. And, well, they've released this week the interest rate's gone down again. Good news if you have a mortgage. The economy has gone up 0.4%. NHS waiting lists are down for the fourth month in a row. And that's despite the billionaire media trying to topple the fucking democratically elected government. And even BBC, Chris Mason from BBC, he's admitted that they've been trying to fucking find some dirt. They've been hunting around. They've employed somebody to try and dig some dirt on Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor. No wrong with that, I suppose. We all need holding to account. But do you know what? They didn't bother fucking holding Jeremy Hunt to account, did they? You know, when he forgot about them 7 luxury flats he purchased. Or about Nadeem Zahawi, Boris Johnson made him fucking Chancellor. While he'd been investigated, he was being investigated by the HMRC for about fucking £20 million of fucking tax evasion. All right with that. Sunak. Nobody bothered him because he was giving billions of furlough money away to his fucking mates and his wife's company, Infosys, giving them big contacts. I can hear Dodgy Dave. He's on immigrant patrol. Keep him. Send him home, Dave. He can't settle all his immigration. Coming out here, taking all his houses and jobs. On to Dubai Dick. Well, yesterday we're all out media. So I'm on BBC talking about the National Health Service, and now we were advocating for people who can afford it to go private with the healthcare. Basically, we're saying like he wants a 2-tier health service, which is fine. If you've got some money, you'll get looked after. But if you haven't, you've fucked it. But see, like I said, they made no secret they want to privatise it. They see a lot of money in NHS, the businessmen, and there's a lot of money in there to privatise it. And you know what? People who's as well off or as poor as myself are actually agreeing with Richard Tice. How sad is that? You know what? The moment they have to go in here and go to A&E and sit and wait a few hours, and they're trying to pay 50 quid and get seen straight away. How mad is that? Labour have invested loads of money in NHS since coming to power. And, well, I'm for NHS being free for everybody, personally. My phone's sliding over. The wind was just blowing it. Anyway, then, after that, puts his glasses on. Later on in the day, fucking Juliet Hartley-Brewer, of all people, she fucking squared him up. It's a bit of a long clip, but worth watching.
People, if Russia stopped fighting, if Russia wanted to end the war, if Russia stopped fighting, Russia could just stop fighting. There wouldn't be a war. No one would be killed.
And that would be great.
Hey, our job done.
Yeah,
but why doesn't the West take that to Russia?
Ultimately, maybe that's what the negotiations are.
Which part of Britain would you give away if we were invaded and you wanted to negotiate peace?
None at all.
Oh, so we wouldn't give away any of Britain.
But
it's okay to give away a bit of Ukraine.
Hang on, it's not us giving it away, Julia. Right? It's Ukraine, and
Ukraine doesn't want to give it away.
Of course it doesn't. But ultimately, as everybody said, it is Zelensky's decision. But ultimately, we've got to stop killing people.
If we were invaded and our close allies in NATO, like the United States, basically supported us for a bit, but gave us just enough support so we could actually not lose, but we'd not enough to win.
Yeah.
And after 3 years, whoever was president of the United States said,
which to try and negotiate a solution.
So at which point Donald Trump, let me finish. Says, oh, well, we're going to have a negotiation. But we're going to let the Russians, whoever invaded us, keep part of territory. Just kind of clarify. Just how much of British territory would you be willing to give away in those negotiations?
Let's just focus on Northern Ireland, chap. Ultimately, in Northern Ireland, there was a negotiation to stop the killing. It involved horrendous compromises that lots of people didn't want to make.
We didn't give away territory.
We stopped killing people.
We didn't give away territory.
That's also correct.
We didn't give away territory to invading force. That's a ridiculous analogy.
No, it's a completely valid analogy.
Sorry, who invaded Northern Ireland?
Wars stop when people stop killing people.
No, wars stop when one side is defeated.
Look.
Sorry, have you heard of the Second World War?
Yes.
Did we negotiate the ending of the Second World War?
Have you heard of there are lots of other wars where ultimately people negotiate a peace. Otherwise, you just carry on. How long are we going to carry on with this?
Falklands.
Yeah, Falklands we won.
Oh, yeah. Or we didn't just negotiate with the Argentina and give them some of the Falklands.
No, but there's
Why
plenty of
not?
other-
Why not? That would have stopped the war, Richard. Why not?
Look, ultimately, we won that war, but there are other wars where it's a negotiated settlement.
Because it's not our problem. Except it will be our problem when Vladimir Putin thinks he can take any territory of any country in Europe that he darn well pleases.
And that's why the negotiation is about what is the strength of what is put in place to stop him going any further. That's why I've always said...
What's going to stop him going any further? We've just said you can take Crimea, you can take the Donbass.
That's the whole point of the negotiation. Is Ukraine going to join NATO and therefore benefit from the Article 4? Well, that's the point of the negotiation.
Well, there's no negotiation, is it? Is there? There's no negotiation. The Secretary of State
clearly don't understand how President Trump works. He starts out in one position. That doesn't mean that's where he settles. The whole point of a negotiation, you set out positions and then you work out where you're going to finish.
You know what you don't do in a negotiation? You set out a position where you've given the other side everything that they want.
And that's not what I suspect.
It's literally what they've done in the last 24 hours.
I completely disagree.
I just thought Reform cared about national borders.
We do absolutely care about national borders and sovereignty.
Not all of them. Okay.
But equally, we don't want to carry on killing people. We're not killing people. But ultimately, somehow, the war has got to stop. It's gone on for 3 years. How long do we keep it going? A decade? 2 decades?
How long would you fight for this country?
Until I'm dead.
Well, exactly. That's what the Ukrainian people would ideally do if they were given support.
But
that war could have been won a long time ago if we'd given support.
Yeah, but there are lots of Ukrainian people who would like to find a way to end this war, including the president.
Let's not use up all our time on this. I'm disappointed in people who believe in national security.
Trying to explore ways to stop killing people.
Well, tell your big mate Donald Trump to tell his big mate Vladimir Putin to stop killing people. Then we can solve that problem.
Yeah, which parts of Britain would you give away, Richard Tice? None at all. You let Horsley brother. So you're quite happy to give fucking Ukraine away, to let Ukraine have their land taken, but you'd, I mean, like fucking Farage, Anderson and Lowe, all reform, and they all fall apart when they're put under a bit of scrutiny. The fucking useless, all they can shout is stop the fucking votes. They didn't even turn up for vote on Labour's bill over there, Labour borders bill. They're that interested, they didn't even turn up, and I'll tell you why they didn't turn up, because if Labour stopped people coming into this country illegally, then Tice and his gang, reform, they'll not be able to offer anything to anybody. That's what they fucking run on, immigration. If it got sorted out in the next 3 years, they'd be irrelevant. Well, they're irrelevant anyway, as far as I'm fucking concerned. But it's a bit of a fact. Without funding from the UK, the EU and United States, the Ukrainian-Russian war would have been over 3 fucking years ago. Instead, thousands of young Ukrainian men have died, and Russians, and Tice and Farage. Take it from me, they're in Putin's pocket along with Trump. Birds are singing. How good is that? Tice and Farage, they're in fucking Putin's pocket. And they would be fucking going crazy. If it were an Islamic country who invaded Ukraine, they'd be going fucking mad, wouldn't they? But they're happy that it's Russia. That tells you everything you want to know. And which parts of Britain would you give away, she said. And I'll tell you what, going by the way Reform are fucking panning out, they give the whole of the UK to the USA. They'd sell us out completely. And lastly, Julia Hartley-Brewer, I can't believe I'm praising her. She's not happy about Russia seizing land off Ukraine. But you know what? When Israel pinch it off Palestine, she's fucking fine about that. How mad is it all? Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy Valentine's Day if you got Valentine. If not, just be good to your son. Wakey, wakey, rise and fucking shine.